So today's video is going to be all about body image. I like to make these videos on my channel at least once a month because if I have a platform to talk about something I'm passionate about, I'm gonna talk about it. That was Penny shaking, by the way. She just came upstairs from eating her food. So today's video, like I said, is going to be about body image, body dysmorphia. I'm gonna talk about all of that because the other day I was really like looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, wow, like I'm just like, I'm glowing up, like I'm just like so happy with my appearance right now. Like my skin might not be 100%, but like I'm happy with what I see in the mirror. I'm happy with the way my body looks. I'm happy with like the way this looks and this. Like why am I suddenly so happy with myself when I wasn't before? And then I realized something. Vanessa, you used to take a lot of pictures of yourself in the past. I used to have an eating disorder. I used to be anorexic. So I used to take a lot of pictures of myself and store them in a photo vault on my phone. And these would, I don't even know why I would take them, but like I would just take them every day before I took a shower just to like see the progress of my body and see what would happen. And I don't know why. Like I really don't know. Like I don't even know why I even allowed myself to fall into an eating disorder, but it happens, okay? It happens. So I used to take these pictures of myself every day. So I went back, looked at my phone, and I was looking at these photos and I was like, okay, there's photos from like the beginning to like the end stages of how my body looked, and it's very scary, and I'm not gonna ever show those pictures because it's, no, I don't want people to see me like that. So I was just looking at the beginning photos and I just knew how unhappy I was with my body at that time, and I look like that right now. So my point, okay, we're not gonna cry, hold on. I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, yo, that's what I look like right now. So why was I so unhappy? I used to think I was like, I used to look in the mirror and be like, bitch, you are fat as fuck. Like, you need to lose this. This needs to be gone. Your thighs, why are they touching? Like, I literally was so hard on myself a couple years ago. Like, 2016 was probably like the roughest, 2015, 2016 was probably the roughest 2 years, I would say, of like my entire life. So I'm just like looking at it and I'm like, wow, like I look exactly the same there that I do right now, but I was so unhappy. And why? Because I had body dysmorphia and I wasn't aware of it. And the fact that I just really like realized it like 2 years later is like crazy to me. And that's why I'm making a video about it, because a lot of people probably suffer from it or they don't realize that they do. The definition of body dysmorphia is a mental illness involving obsessive focus on a perceived flaw in appearance. When you have body dysmorphia, you can't help but think about this for hours of a day. There would be times where I would go out in public in like something a little tight and I would just be thinking about it the entire time. Like there was this time when I bought a car in California and I went with two of my friends and I was wearing this pair of jeans. I'll insert this photo because I don't mind showing this one, but I was wearing a pair of jeans and a red Wrangler, is it called a jumpsuit or a bodysuit? And I just remember being so self-conscious that entire day. Like the fact that I could just remember, and this was 2 years ago, I just remember being so self-conscious the entire time. I was just like, oh my gosh, like everyone's probably just like looking at how these jeans fit me, my thighs, my butt just looks disgusting. My butt needs to be perkier, it needs to be bigger. Why does it look like this? Like I'm active, but why do I look like this? Like everyone's just staring at me. My stomach's hanging out. My boobs look fucking disgusting. My arms look fat. Like everybody's staring at me. I just know everybody's staring at me. So I just remember like just being so self-conscious that day. Like I just remember just hating the way I looked, and that was almost an everyday thing for me. There would be some days where I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I'm not depressed anymore. I'm better. Like I love the way I look. I'm so happy. Like I look amazing. Like I'm doing better. And then the next day I'd be like, I thought I was looking better. Like I look awful again. So that's body dysmorphia. And body dysmorphia can lead, or it can be caused by things, like I said, such as eating disorders or even bullying can bring it upon you. So that's why I say, like, you guys really need to watch what you say to people online, because You can be all bold and say shit online to people, but you don't realize how the other person on the other end is affected. You don't know. You can think that, oh, that person's a YouTuber, so they must have balls and they must, like, you know, be able to take whatever comes their way because they have to, because it's the internet. But here's the reality of things. They don't have to take it, and you don't have to be a bitch. So watch what you say, watch your words, because you don't know what other people are going through. And during that time, I was obviously going through a lot, and people were, I'll be honest, I was a little problematic during that time. So I definitely deserve what I put out. What I put out, if I put negative energy out, I deserve it to come back to me. And I'm aware of that. But what I am saying is that you need to be careful what you tell people, because I was not in a good place at that time. And just seeing somebody tell me that I look fat in a photo, or seeing somebody tell me that, why do my legs look like that, or why do my arms look so large compared to the rest of my body, like, that shit really affects people. That shit really hurts people's feelings. And people can say, oh, I don't give a fuck what people say about me, but at the end of the day, you low-key do. So you can stop, you can get off your high horse of self-esteem and stop acting like you're above everybody, because at the end of the day, everybody still cares about somebody's opinion somehow, whether it's your mom or your dad or your grandma or a stranger. Everybody cares about somebody's opinion in some way, so stop acting like a hard ass. Because I used to be like that. I'd be like, I don't care what people think about me, but at the end of the day, I did. So I was just, like, really thinking about it. I was just like, wow, like, I did not even realize. And if I would have, like, realized what was going on, I would have got help. It took me until 2017, like, almost towards the end, or like the middle of 2017, to finally go and, like, get real help for what I was dealing with. I guess I have gone to, like, therapy in the past for other stuff that's gone in my life, and I have gone to, you know, psychiatrists and stuff, but I never really went to focus on the super deep-rooted problems. So it finally took me to go to do that, to get help and realize what was going on in my life. And I can actually say that today I'm happy, and I've been happy for, like, a while. Like, I've been happy for a while now. And I'm not blaming it on Los Angeles, because I still was dealing with this stuff from a younger age. It didn't really take full effect, I guess you could say, until I was older. And then I had, you know, thousands of people looking at me, and then I really started to care. Because at first it was like, oh, 10-year-old Vanessa, you're fat. Like, why are you so fucking short and fat? Then I'd be like, oh, cry about it a little bit, get over it, because I was only 10. And then it progresses on to 12 years old. Why don't you have any tits? Why is your ass so small? And why are you fat still? Like, the rest of us are getting taller and skinnier and leaning out, and you're still short and fat. Why do you still look like that? Yes, this happened to me. This was told to me in the girls' bathroom. It was embarrassing. It didn't make me feel good. So this is something that I had to deal with. And then obviously you eventually move on to junior high and then high school, and then that's when people start really getting mean. So the girl definitely went through it, and that's why I'm so glad that I have a platform today, because I can talk about stuff like this, because there's a lot of people that keep it to themselves and they don't ever talk about it. And I know it appears as if every YouTuber is bullied or every YouTuber has depression or something. I mean, that's not true. It's just, I mean, there's billions of people in this world, okay? There's billions of people that could have became YouTubers, but it's just that us select few people were feeling really fucking alone, so we started talking to our camera, and a couple of us ended up getting a couple subscribers. So that's why it appears that, oh, all these YouTubers are depressed and they're sad. It's not because we're YouTubers. It's just, we're humans just like you. It just happens that you guys are seeing what's going on with us, you know? If you get a handful of 50 people, I guarantee you a couple people in that crowd have dealt with anxiety, depression, eating disorder, anything. Like, at least some of those people have dealt with one of those. So you can't really be like, oh, all YouTubers deal with something. No, they don't. It's just that the people that were bullied, we kind of like went to the camera to try to talk to it for help, because we didn't want to talk to anyone else or couldn't. So that's why it appears that way. Not all of us are sad and depressed. As I read a comment, actually, I was watching a video about Ava Gutowski, actually, like an hour ago. I was just like laying in my bed, just like watching random videos, and I saw it and I was like, oh, let me be nosy and see what's going on. It wasn't like anything negative though. It was just like, oh, let me see what's going on with her. And that's what like some of the comments were saying. So I was like, but like, it's not. Like, not everybody's depressed. But like I was saying, that's why I'm very like fortunate and glad that I have a platform like this so I can talk about stuff like this, because I feel like a lot of people feel this way inside, but they're scared to say anything about it because yes, it's becoming more, how do I say it? It's a lot easier now today to talk about mental illness, because back in the day it was such a big taboo. It was such a big deal that if you had depression or anxiety, they used to stick you in a hospital and forget about you. And then eventually they're like, okay, we'll start prescribing people, we'll start doing therapy. But it was still a taboo. It was still like, if you were to, you know, make a friend and then start opening up and be like, oh yeah, I deal with this and this, it would be like, oh, it's uncomfortable, it's a gross topic, it's weird, like, I don't want to talk about it. That's how it used to be, but now it's a lot easier to open up, just because more people are starting to open up, so it makes it feel a little more safe, I guess, to talk about. So that's why I like talking about this stuff. But yeah, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe that I really just like realized it right now, that, whoa, like, that is what it was. And why did none of my doctors ever tell me, Vanessa, you're dealing with body dysmorphia? All they did was tell me, oh hey, you're bipolar, and sometimes you're bipolar manic, and you're gonna have episodes, and you're also depressed, and you also have really bad anxiety, you also have social anxiety. Like, yes, please just keep labeling all these things on me and just keep prescribing me all these pills. But at the end of the day, none of them ended up working. So I don't know, I think that in order to really like get better, you need to obviously go and get help, whether it's a doctor or your family. But I wanted to just share this little story of how I like realized it, and hopefully like if anybody's feeling the way that I used to feel or could relate to this, maybe it clicked in their head and they're like, oh my god, like I've been obsessing over this for like a year or 2 years or all my life, and I didn't know why. Well, now you know why. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm not like trying to be like, you have body dysmorphia. I'm not trying to like diagnose people, and I'm not trying to have people self-diagnose themselves. But like, it was like crazy that I went so long not knowing what was like up with me. And then I finally, like, it just finally clicked in my head out of nowhere. So, I don't know. That's just how I feel. So at the end of the day, even if you feel like you're super alone in the world and you feel like nobody's going to understand what you're going through, stop lying to yourself, because yes, there are people that are going to understand. I used to be the person that would be like, no one's going to get it. I'm not going to talk to anyone about it. I'm just going to suffer to myself. I'm just going to keep it to myself. I'm not going to open up. I'm not going to say anything to anyone. And that's selfish. That was so selfish of me, because I have friends, I have a family that loves me, so why am I gonna self-destruct and allow them to see that? Like, that hurts. That hurts. Like, when I see my friends suffer, it hurts me. At the end of the day, you're not only affecting yourself, you're affecting everybody around you. Body dysmorphia is a mental illness. It's not safe, it's not easy, and it's common, but it's not something that you want to deal with. So definitely go and get help, because you're not only hurting yourself, like I said, you're hurting other people around you, and that's something that some people need to hear, because they just keep self-destructing, and then they start getting upset when they realize that their friends are pushing them away, and they start getting upset when their family keeps trying to help, and then their family finally gives up because they're not listening. So if you're the family member of somebody who's dealing with something like this, support them and help them, because there are YouTubers that I watch that I can see are going through stuff, and I try to reach out and I'm like, are you okay? But they don't want to talk about it. And it makes me like so sad for them, because I went through that. There's like girls here on YouTube, and you probably know what I'm talking about. There's girls here on YouTube that I used to fucking idolize, you guys. Like, before I became a YouTuber, I used to love Bethany Moda, all these girls. I'm not talking about Bethany, but I used to love all these, what's her name? Beauty Baby 44, Strawberry, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, all these, like, different YouTuber girls. Like, I used to, like, idolize them. I used to love their videos. So, seeing some of those girls suffer hurts me, because, I mean, obviously, like, I'm not their friend, and I'm not their, like, their family, but being a woman, seeing another woman go through something that hurt me so bad, like, hurts me. So I've tried to reach out before and I'm like, hey, are you doing good? Are you okay? And most of the time they always say, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. But like, you're not fine, because I see your deteriorating health in your videos. Like I see myself in you. So please, like, whether you are a YouTuber or a regular girl, or, which I think YouTubers are regular people, but whatever. If you are a YouTuber, a celebrity, a singer, an actor, an artist, whatever you are, high school student, a middle school student, reach out. If you need help, reach out to somebody. I really appreciate that you guys do reach out to me. I do tell you guys, do not email my business email, but some of you don't listen. That's for businesses. It's not for fan mail. I have my Instagram. I have my Twitter. If you guys want to contact me, you can contact me on there. I go through my message requests all the time on Instagram, and I'm replying to you guys constantly throughout my day. That's what I spend my day doing. I've been sick for a week with the flu, and that's all I've been doing, just replying to you guys, talking to you guys. So if you want somebody to talk to, at least reach out to me. And if I don't reply, I'm sorry. It's because I have thousands of other people trying to contact me. But if I do reply to you, like, that means the world to me, because I know that I'm helping and I know that I'm making a difference. So yeah, I hope the message from this video came out, I guess you could say. I know some people don't like these kinds of videos. Some people are only here for me screaming and being hype. I have two different sides of me. I have this side of me who wants to be crazy and loud and go and do crazy wild stuff that's probably gonna get me in trouble. And then I have the side of me who just wants to be reserved, wants to talk about important things, a lot more quiet, a lot more chill. I want to say, I'm not going to use that word because I was about to try to sound smart. I don't think it. What does that word mean? What's the definition of senile?
As an adjective, it means of a person having or showing the weaknesses or diseases of old age, especially a loss of mental faculties.
Well, that's not me. I almost really said the wrong thing. Anyways, so, oh my goodness, my lips are, oh, girl. See, what we're not gonna do is chap the lips. So yeah, that's it for this video. I thought I would just make a quick one today with a message like we usually do. If you got that song reference. If any of you guys want to talk, I'm gonna go ahead and open up my Snapchat. I'm gonna post this video and I'm gonna open my Snapchat for a little bit, probably in a couple hours. And I'm gonna let some of y'all add me. I'm gonna add some of y'all back. And I'm gonna talk to some of you guys. So if you have anything you really want to talk to that you feel like you can't talk to anybody else about, add me on Snapchat at Vanessa Gabriella. I'll put it on the screen. Add me, and I'm gonna add a couple of you guys back, and whatever you guys want to talk about, we can talk about, because I have no problem. Today I'm just gonna go do a shoot for a shoe company, and that's literally all I'm doing. So your girl has the time. So I hope you guys can open up to me, or you open up to a family, or you open up to somebody, because you're not alone. And even though you think you are and you want to keep trying to convince yourself, because people love you, whether you believe it or not, people love you. You're not alone. Somebody loves you. That's it for this video, and I'll see you all in my next one.